Welcome back to my channel, Media Picker. My name is Brandon. If you're new here, this channel is about anything related to reselling media online for a profit. Today I'm going to do, I'm doing a series of these. This is a series where I just go and pick random high-dollar individual CDs that actually have sold. They have not been relisted. They're not for these weird prices of CD. It's like $200 that is normally like $5 sold. Those things are like, I don't think they're legit listings that are sold. So these ones I pulled are ones that actually have sold for good amounts. I'm going to kind of go through them, talk about them a little bit, tell you the types of CDs to look for, and part why they probably sold for so much. And we'll just go from there. So this is basically calling this CDs worth a lot of money, number 2 in the series. So I'll share my screen. We'll go ahead and get started. I probably got about 15 or so just to kind of skim through ideas of types of CDs to look out for and stuff. Like, again, under every genre, you're not going to have, there's always going to be duds and stuff that's worth nothing. But there's also certain genres to kind of look for where you're going to find a higher percentage, at least, of more valuable CDs that you may or may not come across. So let me go ahead and start here. So first up, Fighting Cocks, Always a Bridesmaid, glam hair metal. There are some lots of independent bands across all genres, honestly. They had stuff that was released on very, very low-end record labels that had limited print runs or self-released by the bands. I've sold the hair metal EP for $300, so you can come across them. This is kind of along the same veins here. If we zoom in a little bit on the picture here, the Fighting Cocks, Always a Bridesmaid, Never a Bride. So this is glam metal is what this basically is. I've never heard of it myself. I have over 1,200 hair metal CDs in my collection, so obviously it's pretty unknown. Record label, Sever Music, again, probably an unknown record label also. But as you can see, just kind of basic artwork. So you're looking for stuff that's kind of like low budget artwork, that looks like it could just be low end music. It might surprise you, just like this would. But definitely something, type of music to kind of look out for. I sold for $200, so obviously it was worth it. Okay, so moving on to the next one, we've got Dead Horse Phoebe, 1994 Thrash, mega rare original first press. Obviously, first presses, just like with books and stuff, first editions, first presses of CDs are also going to hold the most value, especially when it's thrash metal. Definitely, first of all, thrash metal is not a popular subgenre. You can throw, there are some popular sub bands in that genre: Overkill, Megadeth, Slayer, Exodus. There's all kinds. Anyway, again, looking at kind of low budget artwork. Look at the back. There's not even a barcode on this. So 1994 Horse Core Publishing. This looks like an EP. It's like 5 tracks. Anyway, again, some types of stuff to look out for. This person actually did take quite a few photos. There's the band. Definitely looks like a thrash metal band. Again, $200. So if you come across this, something similar like this, definitely look it up. Obviously, you can't go wrong with hip hop. Ounce of Game 211. Again, that mid-90s, early 90s unknown hip-hop artist. Never heard of them, never heard of the record labels, that type of stuff. This is one that's brand new. As you can see, looking at the artwork here. Not sure where that record label is. It's kind of hard to make out. But Felony Records. So, again, $200, 66 bids on auction. Whoa, did not want to do that. So definitely, again, rare. Hip hop, same thing. Early 90s hip hop, small record labels, never heard of the record label. Just looks like a basic CD. Again, I found a hip hop CD at a pawn shop in Central Illinois for $1 and sold for about $300 within 30 minutes. So they can be found. Not this exact one necessarily, maybe, but they can be found. Obviously, you'll look for autograph CDs. Deftones, Signed, Diamond Eyes. I think part of the reason why this is worth it, I think there's a member of the band that's deceased. If I'm wrong, put it in the chat. I think there's a member that's deceased of this. So obviously, if there's an autograph that's from a deceased artist, that's from a well-known band or group, or even a solo artist, they can go for quite a bit. This one sold for $229. Also, you've got rare independent releases, or just rare releases in general. Daughtry, Leave This Town, the B-sides. Leave This Town was one of his albums. It wasn't one of the first few, at least. But I've never seen this before. This even has initials on it, and this thing sold for $229.99. Like new condition. Again, never seen it, never heard of it, of this version. So, RC release looks like 2019 or 19 recordings, limited release. Very interesting though. Never seen this. If I come across this, I'll definitely probably add to my collection. $229.99. So obviously, if you come across something like this, definitely pick it up. What else we got here? This one, Vince DiCola, the Protoform Sessions 2001 Transformers outtakes. I'm guessing this has to relate to Transformers. Maybe it's some of the music. I'm not even sure about this one. I'm gonna kind of guess. Yeah, looks like themes. Pretty rare. 2001 release. Is there a barcode on this? No. No barcode. Again, just that weird stuff. $241.99 sold for. Again, going more hip hop. Again, early 90s stuff. This is probably, 96. APB, Black Cloud, Funk from the Gutter. It's a CD single. So that's what it says. Let's see if it actually is. Yeah, it looks like it. Let's look at the backtrack here. You got the song. And you got two songs. You got an instrumental of Black Cloud and the Black Cloud song, and then you've got Funk from the Gutter. This is literally a single. That's crazy. Again, unknown record label, unknown band. Kind of just basic run-of-the-mill cover. Stuff like this is stuff you want to look out for. I mean, you're talking this stuff's worth a small fortune. I mean, you pick this up for $1, you're jumping around because you sold for that. And that's on auction again. Crazy. So definitely, obviously, early 90s hip hop for sure. This is a hard one to get. I eventually want to try and come across this. This might have actually been put in the first video I've done that's like this. But Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat, the original genuine release. I think this one actually was my first one too. But again, 78 bids, $1,650 from a well-known band, just one of those early releases. Here's another one, very, very hard to find, expensive hip hop. DL and the High-Priced Click, 21st Century Game, G-Funk Gangsta out of print. Obviously, not sure release. I'm going to guess probably early 90s. Let's find out. Late 90s, 99, surprisingly. So even some late 90s stuff looks like it's got some, again, unknown artists. If you know music and you've never heard of this group, obviously you're going to want to check it out. I mean, that's crazy. I've never sold anything close to even that. But again, types of CDs. Hip hop. The more harsh the metal music, the more expensive the more it's worth. So, like your regular straight heavy metal, then you start going into like thrash metal and, grindcore and death metal, black metal. Once you start getting into those areas, you're talking some pretty big dollars on some hard to find stuff. What is this? This one, Friction Baby Talk, 1990. This is an AOR. So AOR and is kind of like a cousin of hair metal. It's a little more melodic, a little less flashy guitar work usually. But this is also a rare CD. I've never heard of this one either. These people obviously sell rare CDs, big layers, rare, not a print CDs, and more. A lot of feedback, 100%. So obviously there's some pretty good stuff. But again, unknown record label, unknown group, nothing mainstream. Wow, that's AOR hair metal right there if I've ever seen it. Look at the hair. I've never heard of any of the members in the band. Very interesting. I'm gonna try to see if I can stream this off YouTube or something. 90's are top records. Again, unknown record labels, small record labels, a lot of stuff. You just never know. I mean, there could have only been 500 copies of that actually sold, so that's why the rarer the better. $1,000. Again, talking about autographs from members that passed away. Linkin Park, Chester Bennington. I happened to actually get, I was within a foot from him. He was above me singing at a concert back in 1999. I'll never forget that off their debut album, Hybrid Theory. No, not 99. 2001. It was right after 9/11. But again, autographs from deceased artists, because they're not going to sign again, obviously. But again, on auction, $716.99. There's not even a COA with this. So you're just talking. He mentions who it's signed by. This is the exact item pull. This comes from a huge collection that's being cleared out. So please. Autograph items are all hand signed by artists, not auto pen. May not have information when it was signed. Other questions, feel free to message me, so on and so forth. But again, look for autograph CDs, especially if you're from well-known deceased artists. Got another one next that is also the same vein here. Soundgarden, Chris Cornell. Obviously gone too soon. One of my favorite grunge bands. Guys, just an amazing voice. Same thing with Chester Bennington, Linkin Park. Just both amazing artists, amazing bands. But again, you find anything autographed by him, you're talking big bucks. $700. This one's kind of rare for a unique reason. Blink, Cheshire Cat. This is the pre-Blink 182. This is actually why it's Blink. So if you come across this CD and it does not have the 182 on there, pick it up. It is worth money. This is a brand new copy, but the used copies actually still go for quite a bit also, if I do recall. But I'm trying to remember the record label. Is it still? Yeah, Grilled Cheese record label, 1994, Cargo Music. I think they released the reissue also where it actually had Blink 182, but yeah, definitely. If there's not a 182 here, pick up. I'm always looking for this. I have a feeling at some point I'm going to find one cheap. We'll see. I'll keep you posted if I come across it. But I think this is one that actually can be found out in the wild. Maybe not new, but you could still probably get 100 or so at least for used. I would think at minimum. Again, looking at more hip hop. This is probably early 90s, if I had to guess. 97, so mid-late 90s. Jay Short, The Birth of My Style, Black Mafia, Family, Rare. Again, unknown artist. Pretty cool cover, though. Obviously, it's powered by pretty much all hip hop was back then. Full album. What's the record label? Blackest Music, 1997. Pretty crazy. Never seen it, never heard of it. But again, it's that hip hop. And this only took one bid. You could probably throw this as a buy it now and still get probably close to that at least. Buy it now, best offer. Luckily, he threw it at a bid at a minimum amount that he was happy to take. Because obviously, if he threw it up for auction for like $50 and that's all he got for it, then he shortchanged himself. But he was smart, at least put a minimum that he was happy with, and he sold for it. So again, $600. Stuff like this you can find out there. You can find in pawn shops, you can find in thrift stores. This stuff like this can be found out there. Is it going to happen every time you go? No. But if you go consistently, will you find something maybe once a year, once every 2 years that's like this? It's possible. I will say it is definitely possible. I got a few more. I think I've got 3 or 4 more left here. This one Decrepit, Suffered Existence. This is brutal. So this is going to be probably along the death metal vein, which I have a decent amount in my collection. Not this, unfortunately. This is brand new sealed. $11.99 back in the day. Kept the original price sticker on there. Again, Brutal Records, 1994. Again, unknown record, unknown label, unknown artist. Mid-90s. Good value here. $500, brand new sealed. I would assume a used copy would go for a couple hundred at least also if someone came across this. So, again, death metal, grindcore, stuff to keep an eye out for. If you're unfamiliar with those types of artists, definitely Google that. Just Google like death metal artists and just get familiar with the names at least. And then maybe start price comping stuff on eBay, just kind of see what that stuff sells for. So if you see that name, then maybe you can kind of get an idea if it's worth picking up or not. This artist is still out there too. This is a Daddy Yankee. Must be a hard to find release. I'm guessing it's probably a limited release, maybe off of like internet only purchase based on the title. Not 100% sure. I'm going to assume. If I scroll down the listing and see if there's any more information. Very rare. It's in Spanish, so yeah. Unfortunately, I do not read Spanish or speak it. But looking at the pictures, just looks like a basic. It actually kind of has the spine that you see a lot for the Master P No Limit record releases. They all had colored spines, purple, green, orange, that were like this on a lot of their releases. That's another record label to look out for, No Limit record stuff. Doesn't matter what artist, those are $15, $20 CDs at least every day for the most part. So, but again, looking at the pictures, yeah, I don't know really what's different about this, except maybe it's a limited run that was like an internet only purchase or something. Would be my guess. I mean, it's just something you might be able to find out in the wild also. I would say it's possible. This one, I did not really do a whole lot of research on it. Misfits Famous Monsters sealed. Now, I'm sure used this probably isn't worth a lot. I'm surprised that someone bought this for this new. I guess what I can do is this. Hold on 1 second. Let's go to another eBay tab and I'll pull it up for you in just a second here. I don't think this is worth a lot. Okay. Looks like it is a little bit used. Not nearly what it sold for new. However, well, it's not really worth that new either. Someone was having a bad day as a buyer and just didn't pay attention, or is there something more unique about this? Let's go back to the listing. I'll show you the other tab in the end here. So let's look at this listing a little closer. See if there's anything different that I'm not seeing here. So if we look at this a little closer, it's got the little promo sticker on there, which is cool. Those are always cool to have for a collector. This person who bought this is probably keeping it sealed or maybe sending it to be graded. This looks like a Kmart sticker, honestly, in my opinion. $12.88. Oh, no, Walmart. I was going to say, here's a Kmart Walmart. It's Walmart right there. You can kind of see where I'm hovering. Sealed. It's got the sticker, which you took a picture of that. You took a picture of the back. Got a security sticker on it. It's a Roadrunner record label release. They're still around, late 90s, 98 or 9, can't quite tell. So when I pull up another tab on eBay and show also what copies go for, let's share that and show you. $20 free delivery, brand new. Seems a little odd. I'm trying to compare covers. The same cover. So I don't know. If you find it new, it's a $20 CD. If you find it used, it's probably 15, 10, 12 to 15. So again, if you pick it for $1, it's worth picking up. But I don't think it's worth near the $245, $100 like new, signed. Okay, that one I get signed. Yeah, just odd. That one's kind of an odd one that sold. But we'll skip that one, move on to another here. Wonder Years. I've heard of them. I believe they are punk. The covers kind of got me intrigued. Get stoked on it, rare. This person was kind of smart, probably putting this here, not on streaming, which means you cannot stream it on like Spotify or any of those other places. That's like it's like Captain Crunch and like Mrs. Kool-Aid, I'm guessing. Very, very different. Jesus. Obviously, drank a lot of it. But I don't think there's anything really unique about it, except it's just probably a rare, hard to find release and you can't stream it. It's probably adds to the value. 2007 No Sleep Records. I believe this band actually is still together. So definitely keep an eye out for some of their stuff. Maybe some of their other stuff is actually worth some money also. And I think I've got just two more to show you. So this one is, I believe, Manson's latest release, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if I can believe so. Yeah, I think that's 2025, 2024. I can't read that. 2020 something. I think it's 4. This is his latest release, but this is rare because of this. One Assassination Under God. This is the holographic cover, and I guess it was really, really limited. In fact, this is in Spanish, I believe. So, yeah, really limited. If you look at the listing, this is sealed, by the way, $240. This sold for. Limited edition, $150. So again, a lot of limited edition stuff. Actually, some of the a lot of people may or may not know. I've been to Best Buy in the last 5 years. They stopped selling CDs and most media, for that matter. So Best Buy used to have the special limited editions that had bonus tracks and Best Buy only exclusives and stuff. So if you have any of those actually have some decent value too, depending on the artist. I've got a handful of some of my favorite artists where I bought a couple copies of when they're still around and kept one in sale in case I wanted to resell it down the line. But anyway, just something to kind of throw out there also. Limited edition stuff can be worth quite a bit too, depending on what it is. But obviously, print around $150, that's something that increased the value. So that's the reason why this is worth so much. And one last one, and I swear I've seen this around, maybe as a used copy. And this is used, so I think this is one that can definitely be found out in the wild. I swear I've seen this before, and maybe just not known. But this one here is something I think can definitely be found out in the wild. Buying the self-indulgence. Desperado Los Niños. I believe they're alternative punk type, if I'm not mistaken. Just kind of looking at some of the artwork here. I'm going to say definitely, I'm going to go with definitely punk. Just looking at artwork, and you can kind of get an idea artwork-wise also the type of band or artist there. This is like an EP, 6 tracks. Definitely probably hard to find. I swear I've seen this before. Or maybe it was a cover of another band similar to it, but this looks really familiar to me. And I don't have this in my collection, so. Anyway, again, $249 this sold for. Again, these are sold. Everything I showed you has sold within the last 90 days of the recording of this video. So just kind of stuff and types of stuff to keep out for. I'm going to do this every so often, maybe every couple weeks, couple months. I don't know. I'll do it for DVDs also, and probably do it for cassettes too. I've already done one DVD one. This is the second for CDs. Again, got anything out of this, consider subscribing to the channel. Greatly appreciate it. Click the like button, which also does help me out. And click the bell for future notifications of other videos just like this. And I will catch you all on the next one. Bye, everybody.